From finding out you're related to your teammates, to seeing a clone of yourself at your own game, these are the scariest coincidences in NBA history. Starting off, we have two teammates who got drafted to the same team just to find out they were related. You see, in 1997, Tracy McGrady was drafted to the Toronto Raptors, and then exactly 1 year later, Vince Carter got drafted to the Toronto Raptors, and they became an unstoppable duo. But then just a few years later, at a family reunion, Tracy found Vince's grandma and they started talking. He then found out about they were cousins and made sure to give him a call. And the rest is history. But if you think this is crazy, then make sure to stay to the end, because we are just getting started, and this next coincidence is even scarier. Because one time, Pete Maravich predicted the future. In 1974, Pistol Pete went into an interview with the Beaver County Times. In that interview though, he stated, "I don't want to play 10 years in the NBA and die of a heart attack at age 40. Well, from 1970 to 1980, Pete played 10 years in the NBA and retired. But the scary part is that 8 years later, in 1988, he died of a heart attack at, you guessed it, 40 years old. That last one gave me shivers because that was just too scary to be true. However, in contrast to death, there is one hospital in Ohio in which two NBA legends were born. On the 30th of December, 1984, LeBron James was born in the Akron, Ohio hospital, but then 4 years later, Steph Curry was born in the exact same hospital. But wait, because it gets crazier than that. On March 14, 1988, Steph's birth date, the current three-point record was beaten. Man, this guy was destined to be an incredible three-point shooter. And next up, we have a coincidence that goes with the saying like father like son. Because Gary Trent Sr. and Gary Trent Jr. had very similar NBA careers. UC Sr. was drafted to the Portland Trail Blazers in 1995, but his son Gary Trent Jr. was drafted to the Raptors in 2018. However, after only a couple seasons, Sr. was traded to the Toronto Raptors, 41 games into his third NBA season. The crazier part though is that 41 games into his third season, Gary Trent Jr. was traded to the Portland Trail Blazers. Scary. Now that last one definitely must have been scripted because that was too scary to be true. But still not as scary as you not liking and subscribing. And next up, we have an even crazier coincidence, because one time, the Mavericks had the craziest set of point guards ever. In 2015, the Mavericks' three-point guards were J.J. Barea, Darren Williams, and Raymond Felton, and the scary part is that they all have the same birthday, June 26. And to take that even further, they were all born in 1984 as well. Crazy! Now that had to be the craziest coincidence ever. But one time, LeBron James saw a very scary coincidence. In the 2021 season, whilst playing for the Lakers, a very scary person was sitting in the crowd. It was LeBron James. Yes, that's right. LeBron was sitting in the crowd at his own game. Now either LeBron's mother isn't telling us something or time travel is possible and somehow LeBron got a hold of it. Just as crazy as seeing yourself at your own game though is the coincidence surrounding LeBron's points record and the number 38. The reason the number 38 matters though is because LeBron James scored 38 points to get 38,388 points to beat Kareem. And to take that even further, he did it on the 38th day of the year whilst being 38 years old. And not only that, but when Kareem broke the scoring record, he was also 38 years and 308 days old and held it for 38 years. But even on top of that, LeBron James was born 38 weeks after Kareem set the record. Absolutely insane. And unfortunately, there is also some coincidences surrounding Kobe's death. The night before his death, LeBron passed him for third on the NBA's all-time scoring list in his own hometown of Philadelphia. But the really scary part is that in Kobe's final game ever, he subbed out for Ryan Kelly with 4.1 seconds left on the clock. which is also the age he passed away. However, just hours before his death, Kelly scored 24 points in 24 minutes and 24 seconds of action during a game in Japan. And obviously this couldn't have been a tribute, as there is no way he could have known what would happen. And to take the coincidences even further, two players who idolize Kobe, Trae Young and Devin Booker, paid tribute to him by their performances in their first game after the incident. This is shown by how they combined for 24 made shots on 24 shot attempts each and combined for a total of 81 points. And the icing on the top, their jerseys' numbers for those games came together to create 81. Wow, that gave me literal goosebumps. Very similar to how I get goosebumps from watching some of the craziest NBA moments. And we compiled a series of the craziest 1 in a million moments in NBA history, so make sure to watch this video. I mean, you're already thinking about it, so why not? Peace.